Hey JazBear, I am just chilling at the pool and I thought I would read you a story. This story is from your great G-Ma. Your great grandmother wrote this story. My mom, see, she typed it out a long time ago, way before you were born, 1995. And it is about her life as a mom and how it was raising 6 really wild children. Maybe 5 of us, no, we were all pretty wild, 6 of us. She wrote the story and she said it the way that she saw it. Maybe not the way I saw it, maybe not the way my brothers and sisters saw it, but you know what? It's her story and she gets to tell the story any way she wants to because she wrote it. She wrote the story. Okay, here we go. This is your great-grandma's thoughts about how it is to be a mom to 6 wild and crazy kids. The title of the story is Mama Can I Keep It? By your great G-Ma. There are no more frightening words than the 5 that say, Mama, can I keep it? During my days as a mother to an assorted group of beggars and pleaders, I have heard those words too often. I guess the other worst word for a mom is, I just gotta have it. The eyes of these little salespersons are always on the brink of tears and larger than life. What do you think she's talking about? Let's find out. I promise I'll take care of it. The taking care of usually lasts till dark. Normally fathers are stronger and wiser than mothers and can say no with such force that the subject is forgotten forever. Well, that is until they have a good old mom alone and helpless. I think that's why mothers carry their young, not fathers. Let's face it, mothers are needed on this earth so that animals have a place to climb, slither, run, sit, throw up, crap, and in general make life a little more tedious while the smarter ones go off to school or work. What could she be talking about? I have no idea what she's talking about. Us? Little beggars and pleaders? No, we were angels. These little choices of my children are a variety to say the least. Some have hair, feathers, some fur, some scales, and some slimy skin. They come small as a tiny guppy fish and large as a Rottweiler dog. Some made lasting memories in all of our lives, and so starts the story. Oh, Mama, I heard that fateful day at the pet store. We only intended to pass by and maybe just go in and see the cute animals. I guess I never learned. But to be truthful, I enjoyed those trips into the little world of captured animals as well as they did. I knew I was about to see those big eyes and hear the awful words again. I'll take care of it and it won't eat much, and I'll clean its cage every day, even 2 times a day if you want me to. Who could be saying that? I wonder. Not your G-Ma. No, couldn't be, right? 2 little hamsters came home with us that day. Hamsters, so long ago. True to the promise, your grandma rarely had to be told twice to clean the cage, and oh, how she loved those hamsters. I did love those hamsters. I really did. I did love those hamsters, and I was so allergic to them, and I loved them so much. I have to admit, they were so cute and helpless and furry and soft. Her grandma would take them out and play with them all the time, so it wasn't like they were just brought in and left alone. Played with them every day almost. One day I went to the cage to help your grandma out and clean it real good, for she was a little girl and didn't clean as a grown-up person would. As she played in her room, I took the top off the aquarium, as that was their home, and went to remove their little house and jumped back at least 2 feet. There in the little house, where the little thing lived, was what looked like a dozen tiny little moving things. What could those be? What is in the hamster cage? Oh my gosh. I thought sure the things were eating her up. Whoa. What were they? I quickly called your grandma, your great Aunt Peggy, and your great Aunt Diane. Those little things were additional hamsters. So baby hamsters, a whole bunch of baby hamsters in there. Everyone was thrilled except me. I then decided to do some reading up on the little things and found out in no time we could have a house full of them. This litter got raised and handed out to well-scrutinized friends who had to swear in blood they'd take care of them. Separated the little boy and the girls. So we got the little babies and we gave them to friends when they grew. You know, they got a little bit bigger and we gave them to friends when they weren't nursing on their mother. This worked out pretty well until one night the little hamster got loose. Immediately went into the heating system. It was summertime, so there was no immediate danger to him. So he wouldn't get fried up in the heating system because the heating was off because it was summer. But he had to be caught and returned to his home as he could die from no food or water. Oh, I cried so much about that. I think I was like, he's gonna starve to death, he's thirsty. He took care of that. At night, as you laid in your bed, you could hear him scurry through those pipes. It was a real dilemma. We'd place food and water out at night in the kitchen, and in the morning it was gone or had been sampled. This went on for days until one day he ventured out and we ran for a vent to prevent him from going back down the pipe. So everybody ran for the vents and stopped him from going back down into the vents. He was caught. I can't remember who caught him, but it probably was your grandma. Didn't get out of that cage again. You sure didn't. I was always proud to say all my kids loved animals and was very protective towards them. Your grandma even liked the icky ones, like grasshoppers and all kinds of bugs and spiders. Sure did. You didn't play with them, but would protect their lives if they were in danger from someone stepping on one or hurting one. This brings to mind the episode of the bug in the classroom and your grandma. Your grandma can tell you the name of the boy in the story, but I think it was Fred Sherman. Grandma was in 6th grade in a small school in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. That's an Army base in Missouri. Your grandma was a very good student, or so all of her teachers said. She was quick to learn and made all A's that year. The teacher was into science and different projects were brought to school. One day, one of the kids caught a grasshopper or a beetle, I can't remember which. It was actually a cricket. Fred caught a cricket and had quite an audience when your grandma got to the head of the crowd to see. He was about to tear a leg off the poor helpless thing. He was pulling the legs off. He was going to pull the legs off. Your grandma, eyes red with anger, told him not to hurt the little thing. He laughed and his hand came up to tear the leg off. And your grandma let him have it right in the classroom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's right. She would have beat him near death, but the teacher stopped her. He yanked us apart. Fred probably to this day looks both ways before spraying for any ants or other insects. Fred really liked your grandma, but your grandma didn't like anyone that could be so cruel. Nope. To make matters worse, Fred lived on our street. They played together all the time. He understood your grandma and she let him live. That's just like what happened to you with that little boy at the school. I think his name starts with a K, maybe. Yes, that boy. When he said, "Oh, you want to be my girlfriend?" You're like, no. That's what Fred did. Fred wanted to be my boyfriend after I beat him up in the classrooms. I said, no, not going to be your girlfriend. Now, these are things your great-grandma had these things when I didn't live at home. I was already gone and in the military, in the Navy. And she had all these things because I can't really have these things. I'm allergic to things with feathers, fur. I'll tell you what they had. They had an ant farm. I could have that. 2 rabbits, pigeons, snakes. I could have a snake, a cat, a beagle dog named Sam, a great dog named Fluffy, a little dog named BB, and a big Rottweiler named Duke. And also all kinds of fish. I could have fish. And if the dogs and cats on the dog side, I could have them too, but I just can't touch them. And they can't come in the house. a chameleon, assorted snails, salamanders, numerous interesting crabs, and nameless other creatures. We sure did. We sure had a lot of cool stuff. We would catch them and keep them. The ant farm started out as a science project. The ants either died or got loose. The 2 rabbits we had for years. Now I wasn't living there when they had those rabbits. And this was your great aunt Peggy's idea. Great Aunt Peggy came home one day with her recruiter, and with those big eyes, nearly tear-filled eyes, said while looking at the 2 rabbits in the cage in the back of the car, "Mama, if you don't keep them, they're going to have to kill them. They don't live but 2 years, and they are nearly that now." Oh, she's a good saleswoman, huh? "Oh, please, Mom, make their last days happy." Well, who could say no to that plea? Not me. Daddy wasn't home as usual, so when Dad arrived home, we had 2 rabbits, complete with the wobbly cage and winter approaching. Your great Aunt Peggy was due to leave in just months. She was going into the Navy too. "No problem," I said to her daddy. "They only live till they are 2, and they are nearly that, and the least we can do is show them love for the little time they have left." He was not happy, to say the least. The rabbits were already in place, and he wasn't going to kill them in front of the children. He threatened to, and to eat them. Yes, sure he would eat them. Of course. My dad wasn't going to waste good meat, you know. He was only kidding, or so I think he was. We didn't leave him alone with the rabbits often to see. But those rabbits were going to live only 2 years. They lived for 7 more years. 7 more years, so they were 9 years old. Brownie was even taken to school for a science project and won, and then had to be taken to the El Paso County Science Finals for the whole country. Yay! I don't know what that was about. Don't know. The pigeons, I think, were the only pets that the kids' daddy gave in and got, because he wanted those. They were so beautiful, and they made such sweet sounds. They lived outside. They were always cooing and strutting their stuff, and we really loved them. We let them loose and then captured them when it was time to put them in their cage for the night. Great-grandpa had even built them a cage with a box and everything. One night, a cat got loose in the cage, and that ended the pigeons. So I guess the cat, according to your great-grandmother, ate the pigeons. Their daddy laid in wait for that cat for a long time. I think he would have done to that cat what it had done to the pigeons. He never caught it, or at least I don't think he did. You know, come to think of it, I never did see that cat again. Wonder. Yeah, I wonder. Maybe your great-grandpa did catch that cat. That's enough on a couple of pets. You remind me of the others, and I'll write about them. There are a million stories I can tell on those children of mine. That's why great-grandma has gray hair. So she wrote this before she passed away. This is part of her time of being a mom to 6 wild kids. Could you imagine that? Yes. I think it is hard to imagine. I can't imagine that. I hope you enjoyed this story. You want to take a nice look at the pool? Here, I'll get out of the way so you can take a look at it. Oh, look at that. See? Isn't that nice? It is cool. Yay! The water's really nice today because it's so hot. I'm gonna read you a lot of stories. I got a whole pack of stories to read you from your great-grandma. My mom, your great-grandmother, was a really good writer. She actually had some books published too. We're gonna do original family stories so you can learn about what it was like for your great-grandma and her thoughts and things. She may not be alive, but she's alive through her stories. I love you, Jazz baby.